All right, so we're on the outside of the ridge doing the banner install. I have the piece of film stuck to the glass, liner side towards me. The reason we're on the outside is we're just going to peel the liner up, wet the film. We're going to use this as our peel board, and then we're going to go inside and prep it. So I got my soapy water here. We're going to go in. We're going to mist the soapy water onto the thing, onto the film, and we're not trying to rinse the dirt or anything from up here in. Mist that again. We're gonna go over to the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. So I've wet to about this point. So I'm just gonna lift my liner. Again, I'm gonna mist. You guys would do this with your spray bottles. And we just wanna wet this. The reason being is that's gonna make it much easier once we go to the inside to install. So I'm gonna come to the inside. I'm gonna put my spray bottle here. I did use a towel to cover the dash. We don't wanna get any of these electronics wet. So at this point, we're just gonna lift this film. This is a 20% ceramic banner. So we're just going to set this on the top of our towel. So the liner's on it right now. The liner's facing towards the glass. I'm going to sit in this middle seat to just kind of help me. With these Kawasaki's, they use the grommet system to clamp in their windshield. I've tinted plenty of these. I've noticed on the driver's side, they really crush the grommet. So if your grommet or the RTV or whatever they use is in the way, you may have to trim that with a knife. I have noticed it seems like they get pretty aggressive on this bolt to clamp in the windshield. So I'm going to use a fresh razor blade, and I'm just going to scrape off anywhere the banner is going to go. Again, we just want to make sure that where the film's going to go is clean. So we got the dash towel on here to prevent this machine came with the navigation and a fancy dash cluster. So we don't want to get any of that wet. It'd really suck to ruin your touchscreen on your new machine as you're trying to tint it. So we're going to razor blade this. And then we're going to come back with our squeegee. Wet it one more time. And then we're just going to squeegee all of this out, ensuring that any dirt that could potentially be on the window is not on the window anymore. And I like to do it wider. The banner's not going to go that low, but I like to do it wider. So now at this point, I have my films rested on the top of the dash, liner side facing towards the glass. I'm going to peel my liner off. Because it's already wet, I can simply raise this up and put this into where it needs to go. Again, I just peeled the rest of my liner. You don't want this to touch anything else, so I'm going to get that to go behind the mirror and land on the glass like that. And then you just want to straighten the banner out, get it to where it's happy. And then what we're going to do is all the bubbles, you don't want like a big wave. So if there's a hump in the film, it's not quite where it needs to go. And again, this is where the grommets, like the last machine that I did, it fit perfect. The grommets are going to kind of be impactful on how this fits. You may have to trim just a little bit on these banners because they're going to be such a machine by machine basis. So I got this over here. Just get one side lined up and then just trim the other side. This side's going to need a little trimming. I could kind of tell that by just looking that the grommet was squeezed out kind of good. So what I want to do is I'm just going to mist the back side of this. I'm going to need a tape measure. We're actually going to go to the outside of the window. And we're going to use the world's smallest tape measure to measure how far we go down the windshield. So you just kind of want to find a consistent spot. And we're at 7.5. And then we're going to go to the other side of the window. We want to measure. And we're at like 7 and about a half. It is hard to measure. You want to make sure you can kind of get it where it's just straight. You just want to make sure you're not like 8.5 inches over here and 7.5 over there. So at this point, we're going to go back in the machine. And we just want to check for light gaps up here. This does fit pretty good. So we're just going to squeegee this out, putting good pressure down. And we want to squeegee all of this out. We're going to go this way, squeegee all of this out. And then this is where we're going to have to do some trimming. The trimming is going to be required to do right around this grommet. So if I'll have the camera come around to this side. So it's pushing on this grommet right here. So what we're going to do is use the X-Acto, which we use on the back window, and we're just going to trim out around that grommet. And that's what's causing the film to push up and not want to lay flat to the or to the glass. So we're just going to do that. And then there's just a bracket right here that is causing it to push up. So there we go. Now we're going to push that out. And that's how you do a banner on a ridge. We'll